Phil Spector is one of the best-known producers in the history of the music industry. One of the first groups he produced was the Crystals. The Crystals were a girl band from New York that Spector signed when they were just teenagers, around 16 years old. As they were so young and still in school, their parents wouldn't permit them to fly from New York to LA to record with him. So instead, with the help of his high school friend and saxophonist Steve Douglas, he assembled a group of musicians to provide the backing tracks and brought in seasoned session singer Darlene Love for the vocals. Following the success of the recordings they had done with Phil Spector, the musicians he had assembled became the most sought-after session players in Los Angeles. They became known as the Wrecking Crew and were often hired as ghost players. It was in fact this group of musicians that played uncredited on the first two albums by the Monkees. So Darlene Love, along with the Wrecking Crew, recorded He's a Rebel for Phil Spector, and he released it as the Crystals.
When we went into the recording studio, we knew we were recording this record for the Crystals. We knew that. We went in. So my deal with Phil Spector was, if I'm going to sing lead on this record, you're going to have to pay me. But I didn't know the record was going to be a hit. And not only was it a hit, it was a #1.
Darlene Love also recorded lead vocals for the follow-up single, He's Sure the Boy I Love. Spector would again release it under the name The Crystals, but this time Darlene Love was kept in the dark as well.
Bad. The next one was out, was called He's Sure the Boy I Love, which was a Crystal record, but it was supposed to be the first Darlene Love record. And I'm tootling along in my car, and the disc jockey says, and here's the next record just released by the Crystals, and He's Sure the Boy I Love come on the radio. Nah, I was really pissed.
The Crystals were upset that Phil Spector had substituted them with Darlene Love and her group The Blossoms twice. He obviously ignored their protests, as he would later use 4 recordings by the Ronettes for the album The Crystals Sings the Greatest Hits. As both He's a Rebel and He's Sure the Boy I Love feature on that 12-track album, it means only half the tracks were actually the Crystals singing, which makes the title more than a little bit deceptive.